I said StockX is dead. They're not getting that bread. They let all that clout go to their head. And look what I said. I mean, StockX is a bear. No, Ted, you heard it from me, FitsByFree. I am he. I am he man. Honestly, StockX is losing its shine and its glimmer. It is like a turd with a bunch of shiny glitter all over it, bro. And the truth is, it is still a piece of poop. This fall from grace has been rather unforgiving, guys. Honestly, StockX used to be the SHIT back in 2016. It was the premier sneaker reselling app. Every hype beast in the world loves StockX. They love the tags. They love the validation because they actually did something back then. They pushed the culture forward, and now it seems like they're the ones driving us apart. Even if you weren't really into sneakers, you knew about StockX because it was like the ultimate catalog for sneakers. Honestly, nowadays, it serves as a great database for sneaker releases, upcoming releases, and everything that has something to do with hypebeast culture, sneakers, and fashion. But the truth is, people have begun to move away from StockX. A lot of things have happened in the past couple of years. Nike has sued StockX. That has destroyed the way people view this app and has ultimately destroyed their trust. How can one of the biggest distributors in sneakers have sued this precious app? It doesn't make sense, guys. If the companies can see something wrong with this app, there's something much bigger at play here, guys. And you have to understand, this fall from grace was rather slow but abrupt. People eventually lost their trust in StockX over time. You have to understand, trust and loyalty is worth more than any sneaker that can be sold. The real reason why this sneaker app has lost its renown is its failure to uphold principle. One of the biggest reasons why StockX has fallen from grace is the fact that it contributes to hypebeast resale culture. If you go on StockX right now and try to find some new sneakers, you will be unsuccessful. It's a failed mission, bro. You want to know why? Because StockX only sells new sneakers. New sneakers are like new cars, bro. They lose their value rather quickly, guys. And the truth is, the minute you put your foot into a new sneaker, it becomes used. It loses its value and drops like a rock. And the fact that StockX is only selling new sneakers does a lot to the sneaker community, bro. It promotes scalpers and bots, bro, because ultimately at the end of the day, the sneakers with the most value are the ones that are quote unquote unworn. So when sneakers release, the immediate action is for resellers to buy all of them up and make a quick flip on StockX. And it doesn't help the fact that they have price projection points where people can see how much a sneaker is predicted to sell for. And that kind of creates this like placebo effect where people actually think that these sneakers are worth something before they even sell, and it forces people to buy them up as soon as possible. And in addition to this, it also gatekeeps a certain type of sneakerhead out of the reselling equation. A lot of people that resell sneakers in the past were people that wore the kicks or maybe kept them in boxes, who knows, but for the most part, the average person is going to wear their sneakers, and when they're done wearing their sneakers, they're going to sell them or pass them down. These people cannot be involved in the business that goes on at StockX because they only promote the sale of new sneakers. And I mean, look at the name, StockX. They treat sneakers like stocks, bro. How many of you guys are in an investment in crypto? Probably not many of you. Most people who are in investments and Bitcoin and crypto and all that good stuff, they are very data driven. They look at it as a quantification, but nobody really loves Bitcoin. They love the money associated with it. You feel me? Look at StockX in its current state right now. There's graphs, there's biz, there's data points, there's price trends. There's a lot of numbers that could be absorbed from StockX, which is great. I mean, sneakers can't be a business at the end of the day, and I support that. But for the average person to have this much information about sneakers, it makes anyone feel like they can put on a cape and become a sneaker reseller too. And this level of information is actually counterproductive to love and appreciation. Honestly, there's just too much quantification involved in the sneaker business, bro, and it really takes the love and appreciation out of sneakers. At the end of the day, sneakers are an accessory of comfort and fashion. That's it. But many of you guys treat it like it's Bitcoin. And it doesn't help the fact that StockX is a faceless sneaker reselling app. You don't know the names of the people you're buying these sneakers from. There's no personality, there's no brand, there's no logo. It's just take a product, say you have it, and resell it. And this is the biggest concern when it comes to StockX, the fact that the legit checking system is flawed. There are so many videos on YouTube of people buying fakes, selling them on StockX, having them pass the authentication process, and then it makes it into somebody else's hands. Now, I don't know the legitimacy of all these videos, but we do know one thing that is very true. Nike has sued StockX for their inability to properly legit check kicks. This is the maker of the sneaker. Nike themselves suing StockX is saying that that they don't even have the right to sell sneakers, bro. This is a very bad thing. When you have the producer themselves looking at somebody who is a distributor and saying, you don't distribute my product properly, that raises a lot of red flags. And you know what? I get it. Reps are almost one-on-one nowadays. So sometimes this isn't honest mistakes, but honestly, in most cases, it's a case of negligence, guys. They just didn't take the time to look at the sneaker before they sold it. When you have this level of distrust in the community and in the app, it makes it so people are very wary of going on your app to begin with. It's like, dang, bro, I'm gonna pay this much money to get a sneaker that I could have got off an XYZ website for $150. No way, Jose, I'm not playing those games. And in addition to this, if the sneaker is real, sometimes used sneakers may slide through as well. How many times does somebody have to wear a sneaker before it is considered used? Let's say they tried it on one time, they took a couple of steps in it, there might be some dirt stains, it might be able to bust the dirt off or something, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's still used. I remember I got a pair of foamers off of StockX one time, and them things were peeling like an onion. How come that is the case? The quality control is so poor when it comes to these things. All these flaws just destroy the trust that people have in sneaker reselling. And let's be real, StockX has become the face of sneaker reselling. And their customer service is just mid. I can tell you from personal experience. A couple of years ago, I wanted to buy a Dragon Ball Z G-Shock off of StockX, bro. At the time, I did not have the best internet connection, and I didn't get any confirmation that the orders were actually going through. I went to StockX and saw there were multiple orders placed for this one singular watch. I emailed the customer service department, and they told me, hey, we're going to cancel it this one time, but next time, don't do this. This is your fault. This is your mistake. How do you think that makes me feel about being a customer on StockX, bro? Do you think that's going to make me feel safe when I go back to these apps and try to make another additional purpose? I avoid StockX like the plague because of that. When you have to compare the amount of time you have to wait to get kicks off of StockX versus going to your local sneaker store and getting them in person, the comparison is minimal, to be honest with you. It's not even a no, it's more of a no-brainer, honestly, bro. You can negotiate when you go to the sneaker store. You're going to get the kicks in hand that same day. There are very few seller fees when you do all that, and they might even knock off the tax. And more importantly, there's actually a personality when you go to in-person stores, where with StockX, you have no clue who you're buying it from. It's just some Joe Schmo who says they have the sneakers, and they ship it on down to StockX. And this is the biggest reason why StockX is failing right now. They see all the flaws that exist within their business model, but they choose not to do anything about it. And you know who's getting it right? Their competitors. eBay has been putting StockX to shame. Look, there's so many great things about eBay that just don't match up with StockX. First of all, they have a negotiation system. A negotiation system is key when it comes to any business because it allows us to talk about the value of the product. It allows a conversation to start between the buyer and the seller, and it allows them to come to some sort of medium about what they think this product is worth. You can pick whatever you want on eBay. You can get it used, you can get it new, and if you're somebody that likes unauthorized authentics, you can get those as well. And you get pictures of what you're going to purchase. Isn't that something? I can actually see the product I'm about to get in hand, regardless of whether it's new, used, or fake. I can see what I'm buying and inspect it with my own eyes before I press the purchase button. Oh, wow, isn't that something? On top of that, they have a rating system for sellers and buyers. So sellers feel safe when they're on this app because they can see how often a buyer reneges on their promises. Same thing for the buyers. You can see if this person has done legitimate business practices or if they have poor reviews. It goes both ways. And they have buyer and seller protection. So if you're somebody that uses this app, you're going to get your money back. Your purchases are safe with eBay. And I'm not sponsored by these people. I'm not making any money off eBay. I think it's one of the greatest selling apps in the world. StockX, you need to listen up if you plan on saving yourself because I don't think all hope is lost for you. You just need to be more like eBay. You need to put pictures of the sneakers on the app. You need to give sellers a name and make them identify themselves, and more importantly, make them authenticate themselves and verify that they are a real person with real shoes and they actually have some sort of business they're trying to promote, guys. Because honestly, selling on StockX is as simple as saying you got a shoe and shipping it right in. And you need to allow people to sell used sneakers, in my opinion. Used sneakers are a big part of the current sneaker market. If you don't tap into that, you're not going to be able to survive in the next coming years because people are more concerned with how much money they can save. And when you have to compete with unauthorized authentics, used sneakers, and other great reselling apps, you're not going to be able to survive in these waters, buddy. I'm telling you the truth. You need to revamp your app and focus more on the customer experience rather than how much money you can make off of each customer. But that's just one guy's opinion. The opinion of one of the greatest. I've been highly debated, but still you have to face it. I am in the Matrix. Take the red pill. Peace out.